Okay, I'm here, I'm in the hotel room, still can't hear out of this ear, this one's fine. Should we have a quick tour? Because this is pretty swish actually. Look at the size of this room. This is all for me. Like usually when I have a hotel room, it's tiny. Look at this. This is like huge. Huge. And not only that, let's have a look at the little ensuite, which is like a full-on wet room. Which kind of makes sense for a cleaning perspective and stuff, I guess. But like, look at that. Look at the size of the shower. I could easily get in that. I think me and Brian could get in that. Got sorted and checked in at the at the Premier Inn. So now I'm in this this place. I've got a chaise longue in case I feel like being dramatic. Got my nice big bed. I've got my bathroom over here as well. Yeah, proper bathtub and everything. Yeah, I mean there is a shower. There is a shower, which is good. I thought I was a little bit too early to check in, because I've literally just turned up. Like, the cleaning team have just come past here, so this place smells like absolutely like fresh, just done. What we got going on? Oh, there's USB ports in the walls. This is better than the last one for plugs and sockets and things. Oh, there's even a bottle opener mounted. Oh, lovely. There's no mini bar, but I can just bring some beers in. Great. Right, so it's a little bit dark outside, in case you can't tell. So this is Entoyment, the big shop that my mate owns that I used to come along to. I didn't used to come here. I used to go to the smaller one that they had. That's a giant wall of Warhammer, board games. That wall of Warhammer sort of goes down all the way over there. There's a central island and there's wall to ceiling board games, floor to ceiling everywhere. It's quite impressive actually. There's all this stuff going on. You've got like YouTube playlists showing videos and how to play games and all that. Like all the historical wargaming and whatnot. It's all of all that. All the RPG books. And this is just downstairs. It's quite impressive. Hello. So, things are going to be a little bit different in this little video. For a start, hi. It's not exactly the greatest of positions, that sort of thing. Let's just turn that off. Let's turn that off. Oh, dearie me. Right, so, how's it going? You may be wondering why I'm in a car. Now, I mean, I went on holiday. I'm in the UK. I'm probably going to be uploading this after I've got back to Germany, which is, you know, fine. But I figured I'd explain stuff in this one, and then all I have to do is, you know, sort of like go through it, edit it a little bit, and then I've got it done.
Sharp left.
Got it.
In 400 feet, at the roundabout, exit onto Woodstock Road, A44.
So yeah, this is a rental. I wasn't going to rent a car while I was over here. I was just going to get a train, but circumstances have conspired against me. So let's cover exactly what's happened here. So, came over on Thursday night. Flight was a little bit delayed, but I got in and everything was fine. Friday, I spent all of Friday with my friend Kerry at his place of work. Had a really good time. Played a lot of Magic the Gathering, card games, that sort of thing. Saw a couple of people that I've not seen in a very long time. Gave out lots of cuddles because, you know, that's what you do when you see friends that you haven't seen in a very long time. And then we went back to Kerry's place and got me set up in my spare bedroom and all of that, and went to sleep. Woke up to a text on Saturday morning basically telling me that my dad had died. Now,
In a quarter mile,
he wasn't that old. He was about
first exit.
70-ish. A little bit older than that. He was quite old when he had me, I think. You know, like, he wasn't dead, if you get me. He was, he'd basically been found, his heart had stopped and he'd stopped breathing, and his girlfriend had given him CPR and got him back. Paramedics being called, he'd been rushed to hospital, etc., and he was on life support. But according to all the tests that they'd done, he'd been without oxygen for like 35 minutes, which is, it's pretty much a death sentence.
Take the A34 ramp, then merge onto A34.
Yeah, it's pretty much a death sentence, and well, it's not great. So you know, I sort of said, look, is there anything that I can do? Is there anything that you want me to do? And I was told, I mean, realistically, there isn't anything that you can do, Martin. There's no point coming up here unless you really, really want to. You know, I just sort of dealt with that as best I could at the time. So I stayed with Kerry, and we had the wedding, and basically throughout the entire course of the wedding preparations and the day of the wedding reception and things like that, I was getting updates, you know, like about organ failure and all that sort of stuff. Followed by basically the hospital staff decided to withdraw the medical care that they were giving him, turn off all the machines and everything, and well, they were just about to start turning the machines off, and he just conked out and went. So you know, obviously had to put everyone through everything, and then, like, you know, went before they could actually do the thing that they were planning on doing. Which is kind of typical for my dad. My dad was a very weird bloke. Now, I had sort of said, like, right, okay, well, I've, you know, like, the instant that I heard about everything, I cancelled flights, I rearranged things, I decided against what I was going to do, which was get a train to Bournemouth. What I did instead was rented a car. Avis were very, very helpful, actually. they really helped me out with it because, you know, so because of the situation, I didn't have like letters to prove my identity, but I'd rented from them before, so they put me through like the address check and things like that, and it came through that I was okay to rent a car, but they really pulled through for me. So I've got this little Citroen. And it's a lovely car. It's a little bit different to what I'm used to, but I've you know, even not having driven for a very long time, I've gotten used to it quite quickly, and I'm good. Just in a bit of traffic on the motorway at the moment. So because I'd already planned to sort of see my friends in Bournemouth. And you know, my dad's not going to get any deader, so I zipped off and saw them yesterday, and I've set off about midday today. It's currently 2:15, and I've got I've been on the road for about an hour, and it's a 7-hour drive up to my hometown of Hartlepool in the northeast from Bournemouth. So. You know, it's not perfect, but I'll be there just as it starts getting dark, I guess. Yeah, so long story short, sort of said, right, okay, well, I'll come up and, you know, like, I know it takes about a week for a funeral to get sorted, so I'll come up, we'll have the funeral, we'll have the wake and that, and go from there. And I was told that there isn't going to be a funeral. And that surprised me, because, you know, we have the body and everything, so why isn't there going to be a funeral? Now, for about 15 years, my dad had been, well, talking rubbish. I don't know where he has passed it on to or gotten it from, but there you go. And he was constantly going on about how he was going to donate his body to medical science, you know, like medical research and that sort of thing. And it turns out the silly sod actually signed all the forms and everything to get his body signed over to medical research. So apparently his corpse has been accepted by Nottingham University, which I will be driving past while I'm on this little road trip. And they're gonna hand him over to the med students. They're gonna, you know, like, chop him up and do some research and this, that, and the other. I think that's pretty cool. You know, it's very different. It's not exactly what I thought would happen, you know, but apparently it's a thing that you can do. So he's got his final wish, I suppose, which is quite nice. I mean, technically, his final wish is that once he's finished with, he wants them to remove all of the skin and flesh and tissue and that sort of thing, wire up his skeleton and attach it to one of those little, like, wheelie trolley things, you know, like an IV stand sort of thing. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, he wants to be one of the skeletons in the biology lab. So I have no idea if that's actually a thing that can happen. But, you know, seems like he's well on the way to do it. Whoa, hello. Hey, dearie me. Yeah, so, things started out pretty good, and then it's just been a week of weirdness and depression ever since. Although not much depression. I mean, you know, like, I can't change anything about, like, what's happened. You know, there was nothing that I could have done in the first place. I just have to, you know, deal with it. And I have, pretty much. I'm fairly certain at some point I'm going to have, like, a big breakdown and, like, properly burst into tears and stuff. But so far that hasn't happened. I did shed a couple one night. I think Monday night? Yeah, Monday night I shed a couple because I was in the room on my own, and, you know, I was in my Airbnb then, you know, shed a couple of tears. And I did get a little bit choked up later on when they told me, like, yeah, you know, like, turned off all the machines and everything, but yeah, it's all done. So I've stopped off, I've used the bathroom, and now I'm well, this is where I was, Donington Park Services. I pulled in, I parked up, I immediately got offered a brand new flat screen TV from a gentleman in a white van. So that was interesting. I know Jessica and Brian did the little you know, gas station challenge thing. This would be cheating because there's a full Marks and Spencer's in there. There's a full supermarket that sells like bottles of champagne and God knows how many like vegan options and groceries and all sorts of things.